So the whole of India is waiting the budget, which is going to be introduced on 1st of February 2025 in the Parliament at 11 a.m. So we are eagerly awaiting to understand whether or not the economy will get a booster, and basically the economy gets a booster with some amount of tax planning. So basically, if there are going to be changes in certain aspects of the taxation, then definitely there will be surplus income in the hands of people, and this spending can actually boost the economy. So we really want to know what expectations we can have from this particular budget, which is going to be presented in the Parliament on 1st February 25 by our Finance Minister, Nirmala Sitaraman. So let's see the key things that we will have. The first important thing, whether the new income tax bill will be introduced. Now, we all know that GST was introduced in place of state tax and central taxes, which were earlier prevalent. And 2017 saw the change. Until date, we are having GST. So the indirect taxes had a change, a makeover that took place in this government. It could be also a possibility that the Income Tax Act itself may undergo a change, a makeover, complete makeover in this particular parliamentary session, which will be happening. And probably on 1st February itself, there could be a declaration of the income tax bill during the budget session itself. There is a probability. So what this particular income tax bill is going to introduce is it's going to replace the old Income Tax Act that was prevalent in the time frame for 63 years in our country. What most of the people in India are awaiting, specifically the taxpayers, the income taxpayers, the middle class, the upper middle class, and so on, who are finding it difficult these days because of inflationary pressures to meet their demands. They are awaiting the income tax relief. So what kind of income tax relief can we expect from this budget, which will help the middle class taxpayers? So can we expect a reduction in tax rates? Can we expect the variation in the tax slabs that are there, and or can we also have some enhanced deductions like ATC, ATD and all that? So this is something which we are going to focus upon in this particular video today of Commerce Gyan. Home buyers are expecting a lot of things from this budget. The first important thing they expect is that they need a relief in that cap of 2 lakhs, which is the interest on home loan, which gets adjusted towards the other heads of income. They want it to be increased. The second important thing they want is they want metro city, the definition of metro cities to be changed, and they want inclusion of certain cities like Hyderabad, Pune, even Gurgaon, etc. in the list, so that they can take the benefit of higher HRA exemption. So currently they take only 40%, they can take 50% of the benefit. So that can help them if the change of definition happens. And third is they want that increase of 2 lakhs instead of 2 lakhs to be adjusted to other heads of income, and only 2 lakhs can be claimed as interest on housing loan even for residential property. Now they want this to be increased to 3 lakh rupees, and hopefully the budget can give them this benefit. The next important thing that we want to see is that we need an investment boost, right? Currently, if we see, there is no investment boost that can help out the taxpayers, because there is like a growing disinterest in investment because of the introduction of the new tax regime. ATC was like an incentive to invest because they used to get the tax concessions and benefits due to the investment made under ATC under the old tax regime. Now, currently under new tax regime, there is no such benefit, and most people, almost 72% of people had filed their returns under new tax regime. So they didn't get any benefits in the past. So investment wise, there is a discouragement, right? So people want this ATC limit to be increased and also included in the new tax regime. So will the finance minister do this? We will have to see. But the expectation is that it will increase from 1.5 lakhs to 2.5 lakhs. Secondly, the 80 CCD deduction of NPS, which was under subsection 1B, that also they want to increase it because it is a little less as compared to what is expected. Third is, now we find that the long-term capital gains are also they don't get the indexation benefit And also the tax rate, a fixed tax rate of 12.5% is levied on the long-term capital gains of all types. It could be shares, it could be mutual funds, it could be the sale of properties or anything. Now, what is the problem happening here is senior citizens are facing difficulties because as it is, the FD rates are very low, and at the same time, getting money from, you can say, investment schemes like mutual funds is proving to be beneficial for them. So they are going for investment opportunities apart from FDs. But now again, because of the tax that has been levied on these, 20% on short term and 12.5% on long term without any indexation benefits, this is creating trouble for the senior citizens because they are reliant on these schemes for their household expenses. So that is the reason the probability is that there will be some kind of concessions or increase or some kind of exemptions given to the senior citizens in terms of long-term capital gains. That's what is expected. Then we come to the confusion in the schemes, right? New tax regime, old tax regime. There is so much of confusion that has happened in the past 2-3 years since the introduction of these schemes, and specifically in the claim of deductions, in investments, in calculation of taxes, people are really confused, and so much of tax slab rate is there. I mean, 5, 10, 15, 20, and all that. So this is creating confusion, and people want to have only a single tax scheme, that is a new tax regime if they have introduced. Now keep that, abolish the old tax regime, right? So to avoid that confusion, this is what is the expectation, the probability that the old tax regime will now be scrapped. Next is there could be a possibility that some beneficial investment options like ATC, which was earlier in the old tax regime, can be included in the new tax regime. Increased standard deductions is also another probability, a possibility. So currently it is 75,000, the standard deduction. From 50,000 they had increased to 75,000. Now this could also further be increased, probably to 1 lakh or maybe even more. Then health insurance benefits. Now, these days we find that the health insurance is becoming more and more important because of the rising in health costs. So specifically for people who are above the age of 35, 40, they want to take health insurance. But at the same time, if we look at the benefits of this health insurance in terms of tax deduction, these are only possible in the old tax regime. The new tax regime, there's no benefit. So here now 80D deduction, which was earlier 25,000 for regular individuals, now they are planning to increase it to 50,000. But will this be shifted to even new tax regime? That's a question mark. Then even this 1 lakh, the 75,000 deduction, which was there earlier, there's a possibility that is including the senior citizens and if you have health insurance for parents and all that. So that was 75,000 slab. Now this could be increased to probably 1,50,000. Also, important thing that is there, the insurance premiums that you pay, these are having GST levy on them, which is quite high, 18% of it. So, will the finance minister reduce this or abolish the GST on the health insurance? This is a question mark, and this is the most awaited thing because we want that to be abolished. We want it at least to be reduced because the health insurance is becoming costlier, dearer to the people who want to take the health insurance, right? So GST could be reduced in this particular budget. Then comes the capital gains indexation benefit. As we saw that capital gains, the indexation benefit was removed and a straightforward 12.5% tax rate was levied on it. So will they reintroduce the indexation benefits in this particular budget? This is what we are looking forward to. If they reintroduce this or at least give some amount of concession in the tax rate, this will be really beneficial. So also exemptions were there, right? If we see the shares and the trading that you do in long term, you get certain exemptions. Will they increase these exemptions or not? That is another point of view. People feel that it should be increased, and even there is some kind of prediction that these could be increased in the upcoming budget. And also, the tax rates could be revised in this particular budget to give some amount of relief to the taxpayers who are now looking at the stock markets, the mutual funds, the equity market for investments, and they are moving from the FDs and the traditional investments into some better investment opportunities. So there could be a relief provided. Then finally, we need to see even the slab rates. The income tax slab rates which were existing earlier, will they be changed? Now, the demand and actually the expectation from this budget is that the earlier slab rate, which was 30% slab, was there from 15 lakhs, above 15 lakhs. Instead of that, it should be made to 18 lakhs and above. Then basic tax slab, which was starting from 3 lakhs in the new tax regime. If you see 3 lakhs onwards, the tax is levied. Instead of that, now the expectation is that this budget can give you a relief from 5 lakhs. So 5 lakhs would be the new starting point of the slabs. That could be a possibility. Then for the old tax regime, there was an exemption of 80 TTB, which was for interest on deposits for senior citizens. This was up to 1 lakh. They may be raised from 50,000, it could be raised to 1 lakh. This is what is the expectation. And finally, rebate. If we see rebate, earlier the rebate was up to 7 lakhs. The 87A rebate which we get in income tax, this was up to only 7 lakh rupees. Now they are expecting to raise this 7 lakhs to 10 lakhs. So up to 10 lakhs, the people who have income, they will not have to pay, they'll get a rebate. But if your income exceeds 10 lakh rupees, then again you will have to follow the slabs, right from probably whatever the basic slab rate they keep, 3 lakhs, 5 lakhs, whatever. So from that onwards, you will have to pay the income tax. Then simplification is expected from this budget. There are certain simplifications which are expected. One thing is in the TDS and the TCS rules. Then NRI taxation. So NRIs are facing difficulties in investing in India. That could also be changed. And virtual digital assets like Bitcoins and all, they are finding issues in the investments in because of certain rules and regulations. There could be a simplification that could be done in this area also. So this is what we are expecting from the budget that is coming up on 1st February. And let's hope that whatever the expectations we have mentioned in this video are advantageously applied by the finance minister, and these expectations can actually bring about a lot of relief to the taxpayers, have some surplus money in your hands, and then spending can increase, thereby leading to probably ease on the problems that we are facing in the economy, like lower GDP and such others. So if you have enjoyed this particular discussion and understanding, do share this video to the people you know and who may find this useful. And also, if you have not subscribed to this channel, do subscribe on this journey of learning about different commerce areas. So hope to see you in the next video. Thank you.